Hey everyone, it's the Cinema Dude, and welcome back to my channel. And this week we are back in the movie room, and we are going to look at a unboxing video this week of Arrow's new release of David Lynch's 1984 film Dune. Yes, been actually waiting for this one for a while. Pre-ordered it super early this year, and was kind of excited to finally get this one. For those that don't know, Dune is based off of a 1965 book by Frank Herbert, just kind of a very well-known and popular science fiction book. There's a whole series of Dune books, and then this was the first screen adaptation of it, following a attempt by Alexander Jodorowsky in the 70s to make his version of Dune, which would have been insane. I would highly recommend Jodorowsky's Dune. Find that documentary to find out just the craziness, how expensive the budget was going to be, his ideas, who he wanted, just crazy. But it finally came to screen in 1984. This was David Lynch's third film, so he's comes off of Eraserhead, goes right into Elephant Man. Elephant Man is well received, and he goes right into this. And this is really his first disappointment at the time. Now it's actually regarded as one of the more original and visionary science fiction films of the 80s. But back then, it was his first kind of misfire. And after that, he kind of went to, which for all of us, kind of was good, because he kind of went on his own of making his own movies and not really following the mainstream and taking mainstream jobs. He did what he wanted to do. So for me, being a David Lynch fan, have a bunch of his releases, have a bunch of the Criterion ones, and then when they announced this Arrow edition for it, I was like, absolutely, definitely like to have, especially for my favorite directors, like to have definite versions for that, and this definitely is. So this is the Blu-ray edition. They have a Steelbook edition of this. They have a 4K version of this. But I decided just to get the Blu-ray edition. So a very brief synopsis of Dune is it takes place in the far future. There is a Archduke who lives on this planet, and there's kind of a secret plot to get him to go to this planet so this other house can kind of take over and things like that. He has a son named Paul, played by Kyle MacLachlan, and it's pretty much a fight over this spice that kind of manipulates kind of everything. It's kind of, not even, I wouldn't say currency, but it definitely could do a lot. And but with that, the son, played by Kyle MacLachlan, whose name is Paul, he finds himself in this intergalactic war, but also at the same time finding himself possibly being the answer to an ancient prophecy, and having kind of this religious undertone to it as well. So that's the very basic one to that, but Sting is in here, Patrick Stewart, Jose Ferrer, Virginia Madison. So it's a whole host of all-star cast people in this film. So, like I said, at the time, it was largely just and it kind of changed Lynch's direction, but it's been reevaluated, and now, like I said, it's kind of been one of the more original and visionary science fiction films of the 80s. Especially with the production and such behind it. So, here is the front cover of it. Here's the side. And there is the back. Like I said, there's different editions. One has a bigger book. One has a different cover. But decided to go with this one. So, in this box, brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative. A 60-page book featuring new writings on the film by Andrew Nettie, Christian McRae, Charlie Bridgen, an American cinema interview with sound designer Alan Spigot from 1984. Excerpts from with an interview with the director from Charlie Rodley's book Lynch on Lynch, and a Dune terminology glossary from the original release. Side note right now, besides the maybe like the makings of and Lynch being in there, and then this expert from an interview from the Lynch on Lynch book, that's it. There is no other things in here that have like David Lynch like right now talking about the movie. Lynch is known to kind of step away from the special features. He doesn't like special features. He also doesn't like talking about the movies itself. That's the one thing I do kind of enjoy is he's never really, especially with my favorite Lynch film, Mulholland Drive, he's never really explained the movie because he wants the viewer to make up their own decision on the movie. So he kind of steps away from audio commentaries and things like that. But let's hop back into this. There's a fold-out double-sided poster with original and newly commissioned art. The commissioned art is this one. And then 6 double-sided postcards with lobby card reproductions. And then the packaging and stuff. And then, so disc 1 has brand new audio commentary by film historian Paul M. Salmon. Brand new audio commentary by Mike White of the Projection Booth podcast. Impressions of Dune, a 2003 documentary on the making of the film, featuring interviews with star Kyle MacLachlan, producer Raffaella De Laurentiis, cinematographer Freddie Francis, editor Anthony Gibbs, and many others. Designing Dune, a 2005 featurette looking back at the world of production designer Anthony Masters. Dune FX, a 2005 featurette exploring the special effects in the film. Dune Models and Miniatures, a 2005 featurette focusing on the model effects in the film. Dune Costumes, a 2005 featurette looking at the elaborate costume design seen in the film. 11 deleted scenes from the film with a 2005 introduction by Raffaella De Laurentiis. Destination Dune, a 1983 featurette originally produced to promote the film at conventions and publicity events. Theatrical trailers and TV spots. Extensive image galleries, including original production design sketches. So that's all in disc 1, including the film itself. Disc 2 is a bonus disc. It has Beyond Imagination, Merchandising Dune, a brand new featurette exploring the merchandise produced to promote the film, featuring toy collector and producer Brian Stillman, The Toys That Made Us. Prophecy Fulfilled, Scoring Dune, a brand new featurette on the film's music score, featuring interviews with members of Toto, and film music historian Tim Grieving. Brand new interview with makeup artist Gialetto Di Rossi, filmed in 2020. Archive interview with production coordinator Golda Hoffman, filmed in 2003. Archive interview with star Paul Smith, filmed in 2008. And then archive interview with makeup effects artist Christopher Tucker. So pretty packed release for this. So let's break into it. So first we'll go with the poster. Like it said, it had the newly commissioned art on this side. And then on the other side is kind of the original artwork for Dune. Usually their posters go like this, but kind of a long one this time, but it's kind of cool. Then we have the 60-page book. And different articles, different stills from the film. So, and very cool on that. And that's where the different write-ups are in there. And then we have, well, they show the stylus is coming out, which I believe they've already announced that. And then the 2 disc. And then some lobby cards. There's the first one, there's the second one, that one, that one, that one, that. And back to the beginning. And then on the back, like you said, has the original poster art to that. And then finally, you have the wraparound, which this is the cover to one of the other, I believe the Steelbook edition has this cover to it. And that's, I feel like this one's a little more known than the other one that's on the back of the poster. I feel like people know that Dune poster over the original one. And then, like I said, there is that. So, that is a real quick video this week on the new Dune release. If you are a David Lynch fan, if you're a science fiction fan, definitely pick this up. I highly recommend this release. Like I said, for me, being a David Lynch fan and just trying to be a completist on all of his films, this was definitely a must-buy for me. So, definitely check it out. Highly recommend it. Next week, we're going to be looking at some Dollar Tree stuff. But for then, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you have a nice Labor Day weekend. Comment below. Are you a fan of Dune? What's your favorite David Lynch film? Like I said before, mine's Mulholland Drive. I love that one. But hey, I'm all into anything David Lynch. So definitely check it out. Everybody have a great week. And remember, be kind and rewind. See everybody later.